before the LLMs, we were all excited about GANs. You remember that? Back then in the GAN, there is like, it's a generative adversarial network. It's a pair that works together. And it worked really well. Like this architecture really lead to, for example, image generation, face generation, state of the art, much better than it was before. But then what happened is that the LLM came and that changed a lot. One reason this architecture is really good with unsupervised learning. That enable just the generative by itself, the model by itself, whether trained with the adversarial or not, to become really powerful, for example, for text, image, and audio. But the thing is, like I mentioned in the beginning, in many cases, we are very open to give like give like an input that is not well defined and accept that an output that has some variance. If I'm doing like using ChatGPT or back in the days Jasper, for example, for marketing materials, okay, there's many ways, many samples of output that I would accept. So we actually like dropped the adversarial part and we went ahead just with the generative. But our claim is that when you're talking about code gen, yes, it's cool, it's nice. It could generate like good suggestions. But if you wanted to generate high integrity, high quality code, we might want to go back to this architecture. An architecture where there is a code gen component, but there's also a component for code integrity. Or if you like, there is an agent for code generation and an agent for code integrity. What the code integrity agent could do: testing, reflection, spec matching. I had a spec, I want to verify it against the code. So basically, this is kind of like an agent world, like instead of an LLM, where agents work together and then to create something in higher quality. And there is some evidence, for example, from the GAN, that maybe like we should go back to this kind of like way of thinking, and we just dropped it for a short while because the generative part became so good for certain type of media, but maybe not good enough for code. This notion brought us to develop what we call AlphaCodium. AlphaCodium is like built on this idea that I just shared. I try to generate like a flow that compose generation component and also other component like testing, reflection, spec matching, and we design that as a flow.